Dark Skies. This is Series 4.4 Limelight. Last session, the group continued their putting together of the defenses of the trick shot house, and some interesting things happened. Beyond that, not terribly too much crazy. They did learn that the terminus of their time with the pop star group will end in them basically working with the security detail at the stadium, and also making sure that the bandmates are able to arrive safely at the location. I believe it was evening time when we ended. It's the same day that most of you dealt with the heist situation. But yeah, from there, I'm just going to kind of leave it open to you. All of the bandmates, V and Pepper, are available for any questions or inquiry, or if you want to, have discussion with them or anything. The house is basically open to you, and if you have any questions regarding anything in particular that's not them, either ask it of your teammates or of me. I'll let you loose.
That whole deal in that supply shed, that's been taken care of.
Yeah, so
At least for the time.
to give a precise measure, the utilities tunnel had a crawl space, kind of like a Jeffries tube situation, along the side of it that exited out onto the hill just outside of the house, a ways outside the house, at a utilities kind of entry point, kind of like a sewer or manhole cover situation. It had a mag lock on it, which wasn't active. You activated it. You also set up more sensors inside of that and welded shut the panel, the only panel access that was available to get out of those tubes into the main tunnel proper. But yeah, the guy who got in, you got his information as well, and it did look
And
like,
his money.
and his money. It did look like he was probably not set to do anything ill towards or anything.
That we know of.
Yeah, and it also hasn't been coordinated between Calvin and Stryker, that the person who is the guy who you caught and busted there is someone that Precious knows.
That is.
What? I'm going to.
I love the little cloud.
Oh my god.
Cloud boy.
Oh my gosh. Baby.
Dinky. Alright,
I'm
sorry.
gonna go inside I'm gonna take like the ID card with me. Go inside and find Precious.
Okay. So Precious is easy enough to find. She, after having a conversation with Calvin, has kind of moved into the kitchen and is eating. She sees you approaching. Kind of. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the card, put it on the table or on the counter or whatever, and just be like, "You recognize this guy?"
Yep. I suppose I do.
You wanna tell me about him?
He's someone I wasn't really interested in, and I kind of blew him off. But his friend and I kind of came back to the house. I wasn't terribly fond of his friend either, so we didn't really do much. And
Yeah, well, just so you know, that's all over.
No.
You're
thought-
not gonna be having anybody
she-
over.
She says, "I thought we had a deal."
Well, unfortunately, the people who are actually paying me instructed otherwise.
All right. Serious business, I guess. Whatever. Okay.
It's just business. He's not dead.
Oh. I was kind of hoping he might be, though. Like, when Calvin was telling me about it, like, I was kind of hoping, like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of interested that you guys are here and that security is hiding and all. Because I kind of want to see someone just eat it, you know? Like, I've never seen that. And
Well, hopefully you won't get to.
bummer.
I would prefer that everything stayed clean, but at least while we're here, you're not having anybody over.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry to tell you that.
I saw you setting up security stuff in the tunnel, so I'm guessing that you're going to be able to make do on your statement that I can't leave. That's fine.
I'm just gonna pick it up and pick up the card, walk away.
But hey, like, if he comes back, can you kill him? And like, maybe like,
Only if he makes us.
Kristen's
alright.
got you. She's not there, but she's got you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I say like only if he makes us as I'm walking away.
Yep.
And I'll just go back to like the security place. I'm gonna switch my arm back for my normal one, just the one with the fixer bits.
Yep. It's the shotgun or pop-up weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crystal wants to. We want to explore the house
Okay.
because they haven't actually been in there except for like
The
the
music
foyer
room and the
the yeah.
breakfast nook.
Yeah.
I believe that the study, mainly, and the master suite. But yeah, if you go searching around, you'll find that Precious is still in the kitchen, and the family room has like a really nice kind of wraparound couch, kind of out in the middle of the open space. There's a fireplace in like the left corner and a massive large panel screen on the eastern wall. Sitting on the couch is Lara De Palma. It looks like she's kind of in looks like activewear or like exercise attire, and she's just kind of sitting in the couch. Looks like she's watching the news. Network 54, and she kind of acknowledges you, like by giving you a look, but then doesn't kind of really pay much attention to you. Beyond her, it looks like it kind of heads to the garage spaces, kind of to the north of there, and you can see into the courtyard. The doors to the courtyard are on the corners of the courtyard. Only ways to really access those points.
Okay. But I'm not seeing really anything interesting.
Again, it's a pretty big open space for the kind of family / living kind of area, well, family room. And she's sitting on the big couch, kind of in the corner of it. It's like a wrap, and she's just watching the news.
Well, since she's watching the news, I'd look over and ask her if anything interesting is going on.
No, not really. It's a pretty boring day. Sounds like the body count lottery is up to 27 already today. How do you do it?
Do what?
Live out there?
You get used to it after a while.
Okay.
Just another day, another job.
I suppose. I mean, I'm able to flourish in the environment I was raised in, so it makes sense that you could do likewise.
Yeah. Just let me know if you hear anything or whatever.
Sure.
We trying to get the situation with the that little tunnel out there handled.
Okay, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just trying to listen to this. That's all. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Have fun.
I mean, do you want to sit
I-
or?
Um, sure, if you want company.
I mean, I'm not partial either way. It's okay.
I mean,
I just didn't want to be rude.
oh no, you're good. I'm just checking out the house, seeing what's going on. Anything interesting? Any holes in the
No. Not that
Building.
I can think
Oh, okay.
of. Okay. If you wander off from
Gonna-
her.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander off into the courtyard.
Okay. Yeah, courtyard, it has a large kind of stone fountain on the north side of it, and two kind of pillars that go up to the second floor. It doesn't look like they go up to anything in particular, because you know that the kind of northwestern kind of side of the house doesn't really have anything up there. But the fountain looks really nice. There's, all sorts of topiary. And it's pretty open, but you can't really see, like, if you were in the family room, you couldn't see, like, across the master suite. It's kind of set up in a way that you can see the courtyard and gardens, but you can't really see across into the other rooms.
Right.
And it's
Cool.
empty besides you.
Okay. And it's open to the sky, right?
That's right. Where do you want to head next, if at all?
Looking.
Okay. And again, Michael and David, or Chris, if you have anything that you want to do to interject.
Not
I-
immediately.
I haven't seen them yet, right? Like, I know they got done at some point. I haven't gone out and seen anybody.
Yeah. I mean, you could go around to meet whoever you want.
So I'm pretty sure I'd be outside, so
Okay.
wander around.
So you would have seen, from the outside, you would have seen both Crystal and Striker go into the house.
Alright, then I would have headed into the house.
Okay. When you first enter into the foyer, it doesn't appear anybody's in the living room or dining room, which would be the building, the rooms to the left and right. When you enter into the music room, you can see that Precious is still in the kitchen. Looks like she's eating something from a bowl. You can kind of see from that position, because of windows, that someone's in the family room. You're not sure who. And you can see just outside of the music room that Crystal is in the courtyard. And
Alright.
it's like she's
Crys-
moving to somewhere else, but so far that hasn't been defined yet.
And I check in with Crystal. I wander myself outside. Was everything alright in there?
In the
Saw you
tunnel?
guys- yeah, I saw you guys head back down.
Yeah, it's all good now. Some asshole tried to break in or come in through the sides of the tunnel, but I think they got that sealed up.
That's what I was thinking.
But got this sweet Eddie card. Pull that out.
You robbed the guy!
He dropped his wallet.
Did he drop his body too? Did you guys
We
end up
wish.
robbing him?
No heads. Unfortunately.
No head?
Bryce getting bored.
No head. No heads rolling today. Yet.
I was trying to convince Precious to
Yeah.
calm down on the midnight fun. I think I just got her more interested in what we do instead. That is an uncontrollable force almost.
Oh no.
almost as if like summoned by her like ear burning from you mentioning that. Precious does step out into the courtyard, looking at you two, since that's where you're kind of at. She kind of walks over and she says, "Oh hey, didn't see you come in. Were you coming to see Missy or something?"
Me?
Well, yeah. I already kind of talked to Crystal already, sort of. Like, she walked past me and talked to Lara or whatever, but, like, so... Sorry. You guys are having a moment. I didn't know what you guys... I'm sorry. She heads back inside.
What?
So, you gonna hit that?
Oh man, that's a type of person. Mm-mm.
Appears to be a target-rich environment here at this house.
Fair enough, fair enough.
She seemed more into carpet than you anyway.
Me?
Pretty sure she said Crystal. That's one of the names she was interested in.
Oh, fair enough. Cool. Lively house here then.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that whatever happened in that tunnel was related to her.
Probably. Do you know the name, Jason?
Odd?
She-
Yes.
Oh, she mentioned him? Well, we almost killed him.
You would have wanted to see that.
Didn't have my camcorder on me.
I got your joke, David.
I got it.
Jason Todd. Hardy Har.
What was the intruder's name, by the way? I didn't write it down.
Pretty sure it was Jason.
Jason.
Man, too bad you didn't write it down. Sounds like your character may have forgotten it instead of metagaming.
Well, technically, she should have his name right there on the
I'm holding the ID card.
right.
I didn't know. I thought that she had that.
What?
I don't remember, and I don't think I wrote it down because it.
I'm pretty sure
His
it was
name
Jason.
is Jason Todd now.
It's Jason Todd
well,
now.
It's Jason Todd. You said pretty
You
sure
start-
you said it was Jason because it was like a
Jason was
like a
first name.
douchebaggy name.
It is a douchebaggy name.
His name is Jason Todd.
I'm
Okay.
gonna start writing my notes in Word documents so it auto saves or something.
Jason Todd is the second best Robin.
And no insult to the coolest Jason that I know, who is not a douchebag. If you're ever watching this, Corthius.
Urulo?
I have a friend named Jason who is not a douchebag.
Oh, good for Jason.
But other than that Jason, every other Jason I can think of is a douchebag. So.
I vote that this guy's last name should be Voorhees,
You know.
That's too badass.
because Todd is better. Jason Todd is better.
Jason Todd was a good Robin.
Anyways,
You bunch of dorks.
I have all of his money.
He cried during Under the Red Hood
Oh my gosh.
at the end.
You like little Red Riding Hood?
I can't play anymore, guys. I'm starting to get sad again.
Teary-eyed.
I have to go.
Well, we could just change the subject. So we didn't kill him, but next time, I just might.
What do we got timeline-wise before the
So
final?
this is day
We got, like,
2
6
of 8
days.
days, so
Yeah.
there would be 6 more days until the day.
Oh, we got some time.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to just kill time, we can fast forward it through.
Oh no,
There will be random chances for shit to happen, but I mean, that's an option. But
I thought
mainly
we were-
just for the remainder of the evening, I'm trying to give every person one opportunity to kind of throw something out. So the only person I'm waiting on is Michael.
Well, so I have a question then. Is it morning or what
It's
time of
evening.
the day
It's
is it?
that
'Cause
same
last...
day.
Okay, well I'm gone. Like, remember I did some drugs and couldn't resist them.
No,
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm fucked up. I'm
Sorry,
down
no,
for the
it's,
night.
it's the morning. It's the morning time. I apologize. Thank you very much for putting it.
Okay, I was about to say, like, I can't
Oh,
do
That was
anything.
what I was
right.
saying.
I was
Thank you.
waiting on you to tell me what
So-
happened to me.
Okay, that was happening
Last
during the
time.
evening. We did have the discussion as to what Michael was doing in the evening of last
Yeah.
session. So some of you would notice that he is smoking with Precious through the remainder of the evening.
Oh, that's why she left. That's where she went after she left us.
So what you will note is Michael, you have a series of kind of very lucid and very lurid kind of visions, and you think that something is happening. For those of you who aren't on drugs, for the remainder of the evening, it's a quiet night. It doesn't sound like anything crazy is happening. Nothing weird, nothing untowards. You do see that somewhere around 10ish, like just after, like maybe an hour or so after Carbon smoked with Precious, she's laying him out on the couch, and Lara kind of looks at her, and Precious says, if you're in that room or near it, you hear Precious say, "He's really kind of a lightweight. I thought he'd be a lot cooler than he is. I'm just gonna leave him here, I guess. If you want to ask, like, Mr. Muscles," and Lara's like, "You mean Calvin?" And she says, "Yeah. I mean, he's kind of the hunkier of them, isn't he?" And Lara's like, I didn't really notice." And you can see her kind of blushing. And
Didn't notice.
Precious is like, "You slut." Anyways, just keep an eye on him, or like have one of the hired goons just drag him back to the security office or whatever. I'm gonna go just, I don't know. Since fucking old man Stooge isn't letting me leave, I guess I'm just gonna have to figure it out. Fucking fun. And she walks away from that situation. You wake up in the morning. Does anybody during the evening move Carbon to the security office?
Crystal would probably do it.
Okay. Lara, by that time,
Just
is
help him out.
fallen asleep on the couch. You do notice that there is a bit of vomit kind of on the couch, and on the floor next to the couch.
Disgusting.
And he's still kind of like writhing around on the couch. Like, it kind of looks like a cat who's eating catnip. He's just kind of like, this couch feels really great. So you kind of take him up, move him onto the thing, which will augment the dream cycle for you, Michael. It does seem that in the midst of your engagement in your dream state with Precious, for some reason Crystal's entered into the mix.
Oh no,
You
I
can
don't
take
want
that however
that.
you want. You can take that however you want. I'm not going to elucidate any further. Entirely up to you. It can be like a joking kind of, "Hey, you're doing it wrong," kind of like in the background of the situation, or it could be like something more awkward. You can play it off however you want. It's your dream state to factor in there. But you wake up in the morning in the security office. Everything tastes kind of coppery.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up, not feeling too great. Kind of just stumble around and try to find my way to get some water.
Yep. There's a small refrigerator and also faucet inside the security office.
Yep. So I'll just get to the faucet and turn on the faucet and just put my whole head under it, just
Okay.
drinking from it.
Just to kind of put everyone into positions. It's early morning, so starting with Chris, where's Stryker?
In the security office, watching Carbon wake up with a hangover.
And David, where is Calvin?
I remember I decided to sleep outside,
Okay, sleeping under the stars.
the back of my truck.
Roll a d10. Roll a d10.
Oh. Where'd I put my roll 20?
Oh no.
I have too many Chrome tabs open.
You have a TV and a second monitor and a drawing tablet and a full PC. Like, how do you lose anything on it?
It's one whole screen Twitch, one whole screen Zoom. You
I only have
Maybe-
two.
Well, thank you for watching the stream while it's going, by the way.
You know, you can
I-
like side by side.
Yeah, but
So-
I
So I'm gonna put this to you, and we don't have to role play through the lot of it. But as you're sleeping out in the truck, you hear a kind of knock on the hatchback of the truck.
Oh.
When you kind of look over to see who it is, it's Missy. She's wearing the same thing you first saw her in.
All right.
We can leave it there, or we can proceed in. But basically, she is definitely down to make the truck move in non-vehicular ways.
Yep.
Just, you should proceed. I'll go ahead and turn off my camera.
Nah.
Yeah. Now tell
We
me,
can do a tasteful fade to
Tell me
black.
how Calvin. Tell me how Calvin's mounting her. Yeah. Okay.
It just turns. It just the next hour and a half is just adult ASMR.
Yep.
Oh no.
You awaken. She's not in the truck.
So, hey, we're gonna.
But
Can we not?
unlike Carbon's activities, yours is not drug induced. You're 100% sure it happens, and it's probably something you'll never forget. Why are we making ramen? Sounded like noodles and broth, man.
Awesome.
I'm out.
Thanks for watching.
So yeah, you wake up in the normal state of disarray after the act of coitus. As medical as term as I can use. But you are alone in your truck. She is not there with you.
I mean, I feel like that's what Calvin would have expected. Like, it's more of like a for fun thing. So,
And
I mean, he didn't wake up in his truck with a goat.
Crystal, where are
Oh,
you
man.
located?
Making coffee.
Okay. I will say, for just kind of lore purposes, Crystal, make a perception roll.
Perception.
And while you're doing that, was that a reference to Beer Fest?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Dang it.
I don't know what Beer Fest is.
I've
Great
never heard
movie.
of that.
It's pretty good.
I-
Oh my god. Broken Lizards Club.
Anyway,
People who did Super Troopers.
yeah,
You said
it's the
perception,
one where they
right?
the Das Boot. But yeah, perception.
He
Okay.
wakes up with like a dead goat next to him.
What
When
he
you're
weighs.
dragging Carbon with 21, when you're dragging Carbon back in, you are pretty sure you see some activity happening over at Calvin's truck. When
I didn't want to see that.
When you figure out what it is, you kind of like, okay.
Is he okay? Oh, he's
Supposed to be
fine.
doing a job.
my bad,
He's in a
guys.
fight. Better go help him.
That's
Oh
what
God!
Liz, feel free to turn off your camera.
I'm just gonna.
Now, to be fair, the very first player who ever flirted with an NPC, okay, was Elizabeth. So
It's true.
you started this.
I'm sorry.
It's your fault.
Yeah, probably.
That said, you awaken, drink water. Striker's kind of giving you like a look.
It's like, you know the one, the Shinji pose with the cup of coffee. It's like,
The one time he like looks normal.
yeah,
Wait, he's giving that to me?
No,
no, to
Oh.
Car. I'm just like holding my cup of coffee. It's like,
Perfect.
Fast
I
forward
was
back
like-
to the morning.
Yeah, I was like, wait. I'm just making coffee.
And I'm just drinking I'm drinking water. Lots and lots of water. Almost a ridiculous amount, in fact. Almost an amount that you couldn't believe.
There's a loud knock on the door, which to your ears, which are very sensitive right now, it's like daggers. But there's a knock on the door for those of you that are not kind of dealing
Yep.
with the aftermath.
And then I turn and spit all my water at Stryker. It hurts. It's just like I just get up and all over Stryker. And he's still just standing there like stone face, like just
Um,
cool as can be.
Those cucumbers.
hold on. Make an evasion roll, Striker.
oh right, there's evasion.
Oh.
You only get a bit on him as he very quickly kind of slides out of the way, and it looks like he's not really concerned about him getting water on him. It's more about getting water in his coffee, which he's like gliding away like Statue of Liberty, kind of like moving that away from the blast zone, or splash zone rather.
And then I yell, "Not quieter!"
Looks like you had a fun night.
The second knock is louder.
Knock like me.
I'll get up and get the door.
Okay. When the door opens, you see that Pepper is standing there, and she has a guy who looks pretty familiar, blonde hair, kind of douchey look, in zip tie on his legs and his hands, and she's basically got him kind of like just dropped in the dirt near where she's standing. And she said, was doing a preliminary reconnaissance around the estate, and I found this. I figured I would leave him with you, since I don't know what to ask him, but I do know how to ask questions if you need assistance. She says as she pulls out a karambit. If you're not familiar with what a karambit is, it's a very curved knife.
We can ask questions together. Just saying.
We're still breaking heads still. Can't avoid it.
Where'd you find him?
Where we expected he'd probably show up.
Your name Jason?
He's not going to be able to answer right now.
Oh, well, I don't know.
When you kind of
I didn't see
when you
the
kind of-
ID card.
when you kind of look down to him and ask, and then she says that, her boot kind of hits him on the side, and he kind of like turns over. You can see like the whole right side of his face is kind of like bright red and kind of purpling around the eye, and it looks like, you know, someone smashed his face in with the butt of a rifle or shotgun.
Probably a smart idea, honestly.
Is Crystal here in the security?
Yeah, I was confused for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, she said she was
Okay.
making the coffee.
I'm making the
Okay.
coffee for you
Okay,
guys.
you were making it. I'm sitting here like
You're drinking the
drinking
coffee
it.
that I made.
Calvin,
Drink-
He ain't
Drinking
actually
it.
there until he has his coffee.
Calvin
Okay.
evolved into a
He hasn't-
Blastoise.
He hasn't finished the first cup. It's fine.
Gotcha. I'm gonna put the coffee down. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee, put it down, say, get him up in the chair.
She does so. You see her pull out a needle and kind of slam it into his neck and dispense the plunger. You notice it's a stem, and she basically hits that, and he kind of and you can see that she's already kind of set the zip ties in such a way that if he's going to try and leave, he's going to have to take the whole chair with him.
When you turn around to do all that stuff, you see Carvin is just chugging the coffee straight out of the pot at this point, like just chugging it.
He can do whatever he wants.
Between like gulps, pulling it down and just like and going back for it.
It is.
It's like
Yeah.
mouth
I
is
tried
like
to do
bright
that.
red. Like,
That's like really fucking hot.
Well, he hits the ice tray. He hits the ice machine on the refrigerator and throws
There
a
you go.
couple of cubes in there.
there you go. I'm
Oh my
icing my
God.
tongue in between
Yeah.
gulps.
Oh my god.
Cute.
When Jason becomes kind of active, he goes, what the hell's going on?
Just gotta ask you a couple of questions.
You see Pepper kind of like look at him and then kind of reach for her knife again. She doesn't seem to make moves on it, but it definitely seems to take Jason kind of take his attention. He kind of looks over to you and says, I was just trying to find my wallet.
Oh, this one pulls it out.
Yeah, my wallet.
Well, we found it on private property.
Yeah, I know.
So why was it here?
I mean, you got footage of it, sure, probably. I mean, there was a camera, that's why I ran.
Yeah, but cameras don't tell me why. They just tell me that you were here.
Look, I thought she was interested in me, and I didn't know she was as filled up security wise. My friend said that she was saying she was into me, and I couldn't call her because I didn't have her phone number or anything, and he wouldn't give it over. So I just went the same way he went when he went with her.
Oh, so he came through the side of the tunnel. Then, is that correct?
I came through the door. I couldn't get through the door because it was locked. So I had to find a different way, and I found a manhole that led into it.
So the manhole was just open through that way the whole time?
No, I opened it. It was.
You opened it?
You have a key to the manhole?
It wasn't locked.
How'd you get in this time?
I didn't get in. Pepper's like, he didn't get in. He was trying, though.
Oh.
And he kind of looks over at her. He kind of, like, tries to reach up, but his hands are kind of stuck, and you kind of see him kind of shoulder his face, and he says, you really did me in, didn't you? She nods.
I mean, kind of had it coming to you.
He kind of looks distraught. So, I mean, what's it gonna take? What do you? I won't come back around. I mean, if you're gonna do something, just know. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get away scot-free. People will they're gonna come looking for me. You gotta know that. Haven't looked in my wallet.
I mean, it did look pretty nice.
But what's it gonna
I
take?
was like, I'm gonna lean towards the guy and be like, listen, when I showed Precious this and I hold up his ID card, she asked us if we had killed you, and she said that she was hoping she got to watch. So
You see him kind of look down to the floor. Fucking sick, twisted bitch.
yeah. It's my professional opinion that you don't come around here ever again.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But, I mean, you got my wallet?
Yeah, wait, I have your wallet. It's right here in
Yeah.
my hand.
Put the ID back in there. Then what do you do with them?
I'm gonna turn towards Crystal and like sort of like turn her away so like we can whisper to each other.
Pepper kind of keeps close on him and kind of bodies up so you have a bit of privacy.
So what do we do? Like,
I mean, we could sell tickets.
no. What? Fuck
One
no.
interested buyer.
What? We have at least one interested party.
Money is no object.
Probably two.
So, what do you say we just kick him out the front gate and make sure he doesn't come back?
How are we gonna make sure he doesn't come back?
I haven't thought that far.
Back to selling tickets.
Back to sell the tickets. I mean, he's obviously scared of Pepper. I don't blame him. But we need to make sure that he and his little friends don't come barking up this tree anymore. So, do we want to threat? Do we want to hold something?
Do we want to take something? You overhear from Pepper. And he goes, what?
I mean, there's plenty that we could take. Glances at him.
We're not taking anything like that.
You see that she's already got the knife out. When you say that, you see her put the knife back, and she's got like, she looks at Crystal with like a.
Lame. Party pooper. I mean, I could at least. What is he gonna do with the ID?
God knows.
I mean, I could hold on to his Eddie chip or his Eddie card. I mean, probably just get a new one.
Yeah, I'll probably just cancel it and get a new one.
Oh,
could,
but we got that platinum card. I could keep that for a bit till the gig's over, and then hand that back. Then he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
we could just toss him out into the out the door into the freeway there, give him a swift kick in the balls, and lock the door behind him.
Uh,
As you're talking, Carbon, you kind of like walk over to your computer, like the security station, set the coffee pot kind of like on the desk in front of you there, and kind of just like sign in to just check everything, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And in the camera settings, you can see that there is a vehicle that appears to be moving up towards the gates, and you kind of do one of these, through tired eyes, and you can see that the driver appears to be X, and it looks like in the back seat of the vehicle is 2N.
You said it's driving up towards the
Yeah,
perimeter.
they're gonna be here. Maybe like they'll be inside of the house in a couple of minutes.
Shit. We gotta get rid of him quick.
Gotcha. I'm gonna kind of mumble over to everyone. What's people coming? That's all I say.
Is the boss?
It's they're coming.
I'm gonna run over to the computer and over to what's going on.
By the time you get there, you can see that the car is basically pulled up to the kind of rotunda, just come up to the gate, and it looks like X is getting out of the car, walking over to the mailbox, pulling some things out.
Get rid of the guy or he's gonna die.
Back into the car, closing the door, and you can see that she kind of like activates something that causes the metal gate to start opening.
That's just X.
Yeah, it's X. Calvin outside, you hear the of the gate kind of opening, a little ways away from you, but not too far. And as you kind of pop your head up from the truck, you can see two things when you pop your head up from the truck from Sleepy Tired Town. You can see the gate opening, and you can see that on the balcony, which would be facing you, you can see, because you're parked on the western side, so you'd be looking at the balcony that would be for bedroom 4. You can see that Missy is in the same outfit, and she appears to be smoking a cigarette on the balcony, looking over at you, like she was watching you sleep.
Wait.
Cute.
The back of my truck. All right. I see X and 2N too, right?
Yeah, they're about to pull in. Yeah, you see the car that they're driving in. It looks like it's the same car that Stryker borrowed when he left.
All right.
How they got it's the same model, I mean to say. So there's 2 of them now when they park.
And to Missy, I look up and I smile and I'm like, I don't know, what's a dumb pun? That's it.
Do you want to make
you really made a bed out of this truck bed. That's awful.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Do you want to, because your character might know things that you as a person don't know, do you want to like make a education roll to see if you know like some fancy poem, or maybe like a part of the Bard's sonnet, or like the Bard's play Romeo and Juliet, since she's up on a balcony and you're down here? Or is that not Calvin style?
How about I wing a note, something that's slightly nomadish, like the earth does not move under 18 wheels.
or it could be a lyric from a song that you know, like in real life. Like it could be that. Also a thing. Like I don't know if you know any good love songs.
I can't. Not off the top of my head.
All right. You say something.
I'd say something stupid.
It sounds like it's on brand. You say something stupid. She kind of gives you like a smile, and you see her kind of flick the cigarette and then turn away to come in, just as the car's pulling up. Now, in that same span of time, Stryker, Carbon, Crystal, you're still in the security office. Again, it's your office to have. X has kind of free access, but you're pretty sure 2N won't enter. But what would you like to do? You do have a prisoner. That'll probably require some explaining. If you don't want to deal with the paperwork, you would probably want to get rid of it.
Bye-bye, Robin.
I don't.
Back to the Lazarus pit.
I don't. What are you talking about?
That makes it better.
Okay, so we gotta get rid of this idiot.
I don't think he's a real big danger here.
Okay, I guess I can throw him over the wall.
I say we toss him out.
Can
Peppers.
I literally throw him over the wall?
Pepper yanks him up out of the chair, and if you follow with her,
Yeah.
you two kind of move out of the security office, kind of heading to the wall to the left, so you kind of avoid detection from the others, and just chuck him over the wall.
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
before I do that, I'm gonna say, you come back here, I'm literally shooting off your head.
Make an athletics check.
Okay. $16.
Okay. So not really having kind of a fundamental idea of your own strength, but knowing that you'll probably be able to do it in the frame, you pick him up and toss him up over the wall. He flies up, clearing the wall by about 5 feet, hits the other side, and starts to kind of what it sounds like fall. Because on that side of the complex, it's basically just like a cliff face. Not
Oops.
not completely sheer, but mostly going to be a rough tumble down the hill. He may or may not survive. The other thing you would note is that 2 ADUs pop up on that side of the building, and Carbon inside, you can see that the displays have popped up to control those guns at your leisure.
Did you just kill him?
No.
No, you're inside. You're inside still.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Can I
gonna.
see-
So Carbon's gonna see that the displays pop up, and I'm gonna be like, enemies, and start shooting.
Make an interface roll. Pretty low target number for this one.
Oh no.
Because that's what I do. Because I'm fucked up.
Are you aiming for
11.
It's enough to hit. Okay, yeah, you watch from the displays, and those of you at the wall hear from the ADU weaponry fire out down that way. Calvin, you can see that the target indicator on the display, normally white, pops red, and you can kind of hear a sound as it kind of makes contact. Smart rounds. And you're basically watching this guy just be shredded apart by the 7.62 full metal jacket.
10,000 points, and I got the pretzel.
So
What?
you
What the fuck?
Striker, you're pouring yourself a cup of coffee at his desk with this lukewarm fucking ice-filled coffee. You're looking down at the display and you hear him go, "Oh no, bad guys!" And then he said whatever he said, and he's like, and you're just watching with a cup of coffee. What's your physical response? Because this is comical as hell. And
I dropped the cup.
Why would you do that?
because it's fucking hilarious.
Waste coffee.
So I'm holding it. I was like, I'm gonna go over and punch him.
Yeah, if it's just more of a comical kind of punch, you give him a nice sock on the thing, unless you really want to make it do damage.
I'm gonna evade that because I am a drunken master.
Okay, well then we're gonna go ahead and do it that way. Then go ahead and make a brawling striker, and go ahead and make an evasion, Carmen.
Brawling is under.
I'm gonna give you a -5.
17.
I'm gonna give you a -5 penalty, Carmen, because you're sitting.
What?
Sure.
Where is?
But I got
brawling?
good evasion.
Yeah, I know, but you're still
Oh, combat.
stationary target. Same situation when you're sitting in a car. You can't really dodge bullets.
Fuck, where is that?
It's right at the top of fighting skills on the right.
Oh,
under
there it
skills.
is. Oh, damn it!
So
You see?
here's what
See
happens.
what happens.
And we'll keep it comical. So yeah, Carmen, you kind of like move to the side of the chair and kind of turn it, because it is a spinning chair. Kind of turn it as it kind of comes in with the punch. It catches him in the forearm, which he isn't expecting, and he's doing it with his meat hand, not his metal hand, because he doesn't want to kill you. It hits him and knocks him off kilter, and you watch as he goes kind of stumbles like Three Stooges style, like over in that direction away from you.
Straight up.
Great.
I'm straight up Rock Lee while drunk.
What the fuck was that about?
Drunken monkey.
I have fantastic evasion. That's why I said that.
The door outside for you, Calvin and
I'm taking that point
Crystal.
for success.
You would see the door to the vehicle opens, and you can see that X is getting out. You can see that she has a heater in her hand. She's looking over to you, and she says, "What's that? What is that?" Kind of gesturing towards the ADUs.
We're just testing to make sure that they work.
Oh,
They work!
okay. She kind of puts the weapon away and makes a gesture. The other door opens, and you can see Tuan get out. Tuan starts walking towards the house, unconcerned. She looks like she doesn't care about anything that's going on out here. X walks over to you. And everything working out okay?
Yeah. So
Pepper
far.
says, "We had an intruder, but we dealt with them."
Yeah.
An intruder, you say? X says, "Yes." And Pepper kind of gives you a look like, "It's our boss." Turns back to her and says, "Yeah, some guy was entering through the tunnels. Me and Stryker were able to secure it more thoroughly. No other entrance will be making their way through the tunnel again." She says, "Great." And they start heading towards, X starts heading towards the house. As it kind of moves to her, and Pepper and Crystal are kind of standing there getting ready to kind of break and go wherever they're going to go. For the film purposes of it, it's kind of like a drone shot that kind of lifts up over the wall and kind of looks straight down the hill, and you just see Jason's body kind of just sprawled out, bleeding at the bottom of the cliff.
Now the question is, did we
Just a
get that
flesh
on
wound.
camera for Precious?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh.
Technically, yes, right? The
It's all-
ADU.
I should have it on the ADU.
It's all filmed.
I have everything set up to download directly to my personal drive whenever I'm controlling it.
Well, you got it handled then.
But you don't know that. So.
Right. Well, we'll ask whenever we get back in.
I'm sleeping.
Well, after you sleep off your little druggy drugs.
I'm sleeping while also scrolling Reddit.
Wrote it.
Somehow you have no idea how I'm doing that, but I'm scrolling them, stopping at memes as if I'm watching, and then scrolling more, but I'm dead
I
asleep.
feel like I've done that
Honestly,
in real
it's-
life.
Yeah, it still makes sense.
That sounds real.
It's like, I feel like I've done that.
So, quick question for this is day 3. Is there anything in particular that you want to do throughout the house, or are you just trying to remain vigilant and keep like a good watch going here?
At this point, I just want to be. Oh, you're talking about David. Sorry.
I'm talking about everyone.
Oh, it's everyone.
Oh,
So you can answer the way you were just answering. Finish that sentence.
I just want to stay vigilant.
Okay.
In the house? No, but I did want to start exploring the outside. I thought we were closer to the day, so I was like, we don't have time anymore. But yeah, I want to see the neighborhood now.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to walk around, we'll get to that. And then, Carmen, it sounds like you're kind of staying vigilant, but you're also unconscious for
What's
some of it.
time? Do we have a time right now, or do we have an estimate?
Well,
I know it's morning, but
it'd probably be around like 7 or 8.
I'm gonna
Thursday.
sleep till noon unless someone wakes me up.
Okay, sounds good.
I got an alarm set for myself, a very aggressive alarm in my own virtual reality and stuff.
Okay.
It catches me on fire if I sleep 5 minutes past.
One thing you'll note is Odette has some conversation with X and 2N in the main house. And then you see her kind of head over to one of the sedan kind of style vehicles, and she drives it off.
She drives?
She doesn't seem to do very well, but she does say before she leaves, she would go to Crystal, I think, and she would say, "Hey, I've got to go help Sagan with some odd job. It's kind of a big deal. I know I am not really able to do much here, and I feel really stupid just sitting around doing nothing. So I'll be back. If you need me, if someone's leg gets blown off or something, you've got my number. Just give me a call. I'll be up here as quickly as I can.
Cool, you'll be the first one we call.
Vroom, vroom, she's going.
Don't wreck the car.
She hits the gate. No, I'm kidding.
She runs over Jason's body.
But yeah, she's not on site in case the house blows up or something.
Yeah.
Her character will survive. You all will die.
I mean, honestly, that's fair.
And Striker, if you're
Sounds
remaining,
about right.
if you're remaining vigilant, since you're, oh sorry, Crystal, what are you doing in the morning time?
Oh,
Also
we're huh?
Also vigilant.
Yes.
Okay.
Very vigilant. Probably practicing as well.
Okay.
Just keeping warm.
Sounds good. I would say for the purposes of kind of keeping a vigilant eye, just go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay.
And then
14.
for the purposes of wandering around, Calvin, when you kind of step outside of, if you're kind of going out the front gate of the Trick Shot Manor, you'll see that there are winding roads that kind of descend down the hill, and it kind of breaks, and you're kind of basically the property past the drive up kind of comes out onto a winding road, and it comes out at the bend. You know those signs that say like hidden
Driveway.
path? Yeah, hidden driveway. You basically have a couple of those outside of your spot, and as you're kind of sitting there like moving out towards the road, are you walking around or are you driving?
I'd probably get my truck and drive.
Okay.
Does Stuffling seem close?
Yeah, it's real close. I mean, it's probably a couple minutes to walk, but it's like, it's you can see it. You're in a neighborhood.
And then how far away is that casino?
No, that's a ways away.
All right, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in my truck because I want to get to that casino at some point.
Okay. If you're just driving, kind of taking an eye for things, you can see that the properties closest to you, there is a very large estate house that appears to be owned by some other party. It does have Arasaka logos on it, which would denote it's owned by Arasaka. You can see that there are a number of guards out, much more professional in operation than what you currently have at your house. It is very ornate, kind of like black marble walls in some places. Like it's very, very fancy looking. If you don't go that way, and head.
Oh no, I will check that out.
Okay. Do you drive close to it?
Yeah, I'll go up to the gate and give it a little ring.
Okay. You hear a voice come on the other side. Apologies, I think you might have the wrong address.
I was just curious about the security here. I hope that's not too forward.
It is a bit forward. Apologies. I understand that you would be a welcome visitor to the area, since you have passed the main Militech security checkpoints, but unfortunately our resident is not willing to receive any guests at this time. This is the last warning that we will give you. Please exit the property and head back onto the main thoroughfare.
And then beep beep away.
Yep, as you're kind of backing away and you can kind of get more of a sight as to what's going on, you can see that there are 3 snipers on the top of that building, and you can see that their red tracer lights are kind of held on your vehicle as you're backing out.
You're gonna snipe my truck?
No, it looks like they're beaded like on the front of your vehicle, ready to shoot into your glass. Anyway, you back out. If you kind of pull away, you would drive up a ways, and there is a tunnelway not too far from where you're at that leads into the Hacienda's kind of property area. If you want to just bypass that and check out the other neighbor, they're just on the other side of that tunnelway. And if you kind of go over there, you can see that it is a very kind of ornate, but very still kind of like rustic, but still at the same time very fancy California ranch home, with a kind of upstairs that looks like it's kind of been cordoned off into kind of balcony space. Looks like there's a pool out back. Looks like a really nice spot. As you're kind of looking at the property, you do see a woman, a black woman with a really kind of neat afro, kind of stepping into a vehicle, and looks like she has a person with her who is the driver of the car. It looks like they're about to leave the property as you're kind of driving past. Do you want to drive up to it, which might be awkward because it looks like they're leaving, or do you want to just drive past? You would recognize the woman as Denny. She is the drummer for the band Samurai, which is kind of famous in Night City.
Oh, this is the Denny. Well, they are leaving, so I will just give them the bye, neighbor.
Okay. She kind of gives you like a look. The driver doesn't seem to care what's going on.
Was it an Arasaka style house also? Or
No, this one's very different. And yeah, there's a couple of other houses along the way, but not as important. Down the hill further, it looks like there's a very large mansion kind of just below the Arasaka mansion, which you have been told is Carrie Uridine's villa. Carrie Uridine is another member of the band Samurai, lead singer. But it's a little out of your way unless you want to, take the effort to get there. There's also, from what you understand, an automotics factory, and also kind of like if you're familiar with Clay Terrace and Carmel, or like kind of like fancy shopping spaces.
Oh yeah.
Milagro Terrace is that.
Is Samurai like the same level of
Higher.
hype as higher?
Samurai would be like Metallica in your mentality, or like it's very well known.
Okay. Do they also work for the?
No, they haven't played for a long time, ever since their lead guitarist Johnny Silverhand died in the explosion of Arasaka Tower.
Oh, Samurai is like in canon huge.
Samurai is a big deal.
Spoilers.
Oh shit.
That's really Carrie Uridine's house. That's really Denny's house. That's
Well, all right. I'll pop back later and see if Denny's in, I guess.
Carrie, yeah. Okay. All right. If you head to the tunnelway that leads to the hacienda, you can see that it has a very similar security detail, as does the entrance to the kind of residential space up here in the hills. A couple of Bilitech agents kind of stop your vehicle, say, hi, hacienda isn't open until noon, although I do believe that the breakfast is on in their cafeteria. Is that what you're here for? Are you a worker? Can you give us some identification?
I give them whatever identification I have. I came to see the games on the floor, but breakfast is open.
Yeah, stuff doesn't start until noon. He takes a look at your card, hands it over to the guy who's with him, who appears to be a netrunner. Virtuality goggles, cyber deck on the arm, kind of takes it, throws it in there very quickly, kind of, okay, hands it over to you, and kind of leans in and whispers some words to him, and then the guy kind of goes, okay, you're not a citizen of Night City?
No.
Okay.
Working on it.
And you're driving a vehicle that's owned by Nippon Network?
I'm working for them.
Okay, well, I can't see anything wrong here. The netrunner says, yeah, 0. And the guy nods his head. You would know that the terminology that they're using is you have no, criminal record to speak of. And so he goes, you're welcome to go on in. Don't make any trouble. If you have any firearms, just make sure you leave them in the car.
Mental note, thanks, Carbon.
You head on in. So as you kind of pull in towards the hacienda, you would see that upon kind of breaching the tunnel space, it's night and day. So behind you is Night City. North Oak is very nice, and really kind of pretty comparatively. But this is like an open park. There's grass. There's walk spaces. It's like very, very, very fancy. Um, very different from what you are used to.
Yeah, I'm used to brown. This is all green and lush.
100%. As you're kind of making your way, towards where the signage kind of tells you to go, you're kind of looking out and you see what appears to be kind of like a hill in the middle kind of area, and it looks like there's a very massive building. But the thing that kind of makes you confused is that the building appears to be kind of hanging out over the hill. Like it's built on top of the hill, but it's kind of hanging out over the hill.
That's cool.
And I'll kind of show you what I mean here with a handout. If this works, we shall see. Please. I'm trying. My computer is having a difficulty.
We're all just having computer issues today.
There it goes.
Ooh.
So that's kind of what you're looking at there. Off in the distance. Looks like there's a number of kind of like, fountains, water effects, places to sit in and around. And as you're kind of driving up, and you'd basically be kind of driving up to the hillside. So this kind of back end of it, like the front entrance. You can see that there's kind of like a circle, like a little bit of a roundabout that leads up to valet parking. You didn't see any parking spaces for you to just kind of park and make your way in. This is the only spot that seems to have anything. The valet kind of sees you approaching, raises his hand, kind of walks over to you. And this is a moment where you kind of go, wait, what? Because as you look at the person who's coming up to take your vehicle, you would notice that it appears that the person is Armando Gray, also known as Snake Eyes, who is a scout of the Gibson family.
Oh. I didn't know you jobbed out here.
He looks at you. Holy shit! What are you doing, man?
I got work out here too.
Thought I recognized the rig, but what the fuck? What are you doing in North Oak?
I got work in one of these houses.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
How long you been working here?
Only a couple of weeks. Daddy got me the job.
I'm like blown away by this view already.
Yeah, it's nuts. Kind of reminds me of Wyoming.
Wait, we were out of state?
Yeah, Gibson's been out of state.
Oh my god.
You're nomads. You've done driving around.
I thought everyone was trapped in California basically, and it's like some kind of crazy hell to get to across the border.
It's hellish out there, but yeah, like, nomads move.
No, that's just how California is in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah.
That's just normal, dude.
Hotel California wasn't a lie.
It was real. That was a real thing that happened. But Snake Eyes kind of looks at you and says, yeah, I can set you up with a pretty close parking space. And kind of looks around, hands you a ticket, and you can see that it's kind of like a silvery ticket. It says 003. Hands that over to you. Really good parking and really good handling. You take that ticket inside. If they do any kind of checks on you, just show them that ticket. They shouldn't ask too many questions.
Hey.
Family recognized family.
All right.
Hands you that, and he kind of looks at you and he says, "You sure you're okay with me driving this?"
I don't remember Arnaldo's role in the family.
He's a scout.
Oh, he's a scout.
Yeah, they do a lot of driving.
Bikes mostly, or something like that.
What's that?
Like bikes?
Yeah, motorcycles or dune buggies. That's what he typically drives, but apparently he's capable of driving cars into parking spaces.
Sure, I'll give him a pat on the back and be like, "It's yours for the minute."
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let Daddy
Gave
know.
me this ticket.
Maybe I'll be the next loadmaster. Who fucking knows? As he shuts the car door and he drives
Oh, he's
off.
dreaming too big now.
Uh-oh.
Gotta shoot him.
I'll just engrave his name on the sniper rifle.
Not another Dead Gibson. Not another Dead Gibson. All right. So yeah, he goes to park the car. You can see that there aren't many people present. It does look like there are a couple of stuffy, corpo types, kind of sitting at like a uh, like a outdoor kind of lawn table with umbrella over top. Um, and then there's the main entrance.
I mean,
Yeah, if you enter in,
well, first thing I'm doing is snapping pics of everything and sending to everybody. Like, did you know we were this close to this shit? Like a freaking paradise.
as you're taking pictures and are heading inside, the front entrance is it's got like I'd say about 40-foot high kind of roof. There's a massive chandelier kind of above that's shooting water jets out into kind of receptacles around the the rim of the roof. Very ornate, and since it's lit, the water shooting kind of creates like a crazy chandelier effect. It's very ornate. The light coming in from the front and the light coming in from strategically placed windows on the ceiling make it look even more like this kind of just rainbow kind of, because when it's hitting the water, it's creating kind of like prismatic kind of rainbow effect. It just looks like a very brilliant and bright kind of opulence above you. You're walking on what appears to be kind of white tile, and it has kind of like gold kind of etched through it. It looks like the marble pieces were broken intentionally, and they were fused back together with gold.
Well, they also do it.
It seems to be a very common and very rich kind of like technique. You would see that there is a front desk, but it doesn't appear to have anybody in it. Looks like there are a couple of different points to kind of exit out into the casino proper, etc. But you can see that they all have kind of like the red like standees, with the dividers kind of blocking you from entering, and signage saying doesn't open until noon. You see that most kind of there's like signs that are kind of posted up with pointer fingers kind of directing you towards the rightmost door, and it's leading you to what sounds like a pretty busy sounding cafeteria.
All right. Hopefully they have sangrias in there.
As you kind of approach, you can see a gentleman in kind of very ornate kind of host attire sees you and says, "Please, your identification or your pass."
I pull out the ticket and hope this is what they're
Takes
looking
it.
for.
He goes, VIP. Whatever seat you'd like. There are a couple that are open close to the front door, a couple that are open at the bar, whichever you prefer. Free seating during the week.
All right, thank you. I'll go to the bar.
Okay. You see him watching you as you do so. When you take your seat, you see him kind of do something with the data pad at his station, probably marking where you're seated. And almost immediately, the second after that happens, a bartender comes from the back kind of looking at you and says, "Hey, welcome to the Hacienda cafeteria. How can I help you?"
Your breast sangria, mimosa, and a scrambled egg.
He grins. And he says, "Great, we'll go ahead and get this prepared for you. We have a couple different specials." Kind of sets down a menu there, and then slides another kind of like black book kind of menu out in front of you. If you have any other drink options that you'd like to try. And he goes to the back, and you can see that he has put in a queue order from the cook to cook the egg, and he appears to be making the mixed drink as he goes about it. Do you check either of the menus?
Oh wait, is our scrambled eggs a thing I can actually get here? Like, I forgot. Real food is like not. It's like synthetic scrambled eggs.
So when you said scrambled eggs, you're probably thinking like what a scrambled egg is to you, which would be oh god, ready. What are those things called? The fake ones? You know what I'm talking about?
The milk cartons.
Yeah, the milk carton of eggs. Yeah, you're probably thinking that's what he's going to serve up. You then are looking back at the cook, which you can kind of see a little bit, and you see him pull out a carton of eggs and put eggs into a pan.
This is too rich for my blood.
Do you open?
Gotta get out of here.
Do you open the menus to check prices on stuff and open
I'm
the?
crying at my bar stool now. Oh yeah, I'll pop them in like the drink menu.
Yeah. So what you're normally used to price-wise for things, that you're kind of looking at these things and then seeing names of entrees that you've never or couldn't even pronounce if you tried. You're looking at everything and are kind of astonished by the prices. Everything's triple digits in the food menu. When you open up the drink menu and kind of look for the drink that you ordered, it's 150 yen for the drink that you just ordered. Yep.
It's gonna be the best sangria you ever
You kinda,
done
you kind of
drank.
pop through, and you can see that there's extras, and the scrambled eggs. You said plural, so at least two. You can see that that's not a normal entree issue, but a single egg served in your style is 50 eddies. So 2 eggs, presumably, it's going to be 100. So you're looking at a 250 bill just for that short order you just made.
Hey. All right. It's worth it.
All right.
Family's gonna be so jealous.
You kind of are sitting there, waiting. I mean, there's this acknowledgement of like at first you're like fuck, and then you're like, you know what? I deserve this. I've got it. I deserve this. I got this.
And then a slight flush of like, oh, do they know I'm not supposed to be here?
The plate is placed before you. You see him then reach under the counter. And he sets the glass first, the drink. Puts the coaster down, sets it, and he sets down the food, and then pulls out 2 shakers. He says, "Salt or pepper?"
Yes.
Both.
Both?
Okay.
Yeah, both.
He starts, putting the pepper down. Just say when.
What's the normal amount? When?
If you say that, he immediately kind of drops it down after a couple, and then starts throwing down the salt as well, and does it on his own without any more question, and then kind of sets it to it. That should be the appropriate amount for what's normally required. Just let me know if you need anything else. I'll be right over here. And he kind of walks over to a data term. You see him kind of entering some things in. You kind of gander, and you see that he's basically just putting your order in and basically establishing a ticket. Looking around, there's other people in the area. You are definitely the least well-dressed of the lot. Looks like most people are kind of dressed in kind of like polo shirts and, such attire. They look like well-to-do rich folk.
One of those like Caribbean
Yeah.
money lords.
Yeah, they look like dorks.
I do too. Armando. I just text Armando. Thanks, man.
No problem. Oh, sorry, I just saw your question. I don't know. I don't think it would. I'll check in a minute. Play instrument. But yeah, back at the house. Did anybody have anything that they wanted to do? Sorry, noon would roll around. Carvin, you'd be waking up.
Okay, so it's about noon. Noon, I'm gonna wake up, check if there's any coffee left in that pot that I had.
Okay. No.
Okay, well, so I'm going to go.
Well, hold on. I want to make a presumption, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I presume that Stryker cleaned out the coffee receptacle and rinsed the coffee pot and left it clean, correct?
Yeah, he would have.
Just sounds like what Stryker would do. Crystal sounds like the type who would probably just leave the pot there and just heat it up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You know my dad.
So, it's noon. I'm gonna go looking around the house for some craft beer.
Okay. If you head into the house, I would say on the first floor, this early, it does sound like 2 people are in the courtyard having a conversation. When you kind of pass by the music room and kind of look that way, it does sound like a pretty heated exchange. And from the looks of it, it is occurring between 2N and Precious. Sounds like the main person who is doing the loudness is Precious, whereas 2N is being very reserved, and you can tell that, oh my god, she's got full on like RBF, like she is just kind of staring through Precious like, she was a child.
I'm gonna try to like eavesdrop a little bit there.
Okay. It sounds
Not like really intensely, but like just kind of stop and.
It sounds like Precious is really upset about the fact that she's not being allowed to go out, and 2N is basically reminding her every so often that if it weren't for her, she would still be blowing execs for cheap venues, and she should shut her fucking mouth and be appreciative.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep on moving.
Yeah, and
I ain't nothing big.
the way she delivers that line, it's cold and just as awful as you presume to end to
Yep.
be.
I kind of shiver a little bit and then keep going
All right.
on my quest for beer.
Yeah, you go to the refrigerator, open it up, and inside you can see that there are waters. Looks like real water, which is the brand name, by the way. You would see that there is a number of, good pre-pack in there at the bottom, some real food items inside the middle there, and in the very bottom, kind of where normal people would put, like, in the crisper, the vegetable area, looks like there's a series of bottles that have been kind of stacked. Looking inside,
Check the bottles out.
you check them out. It looks like there are a couple of larger bottles on the bottom, which look like they're bottles of wine. And on top of those, it looks like there's a number of beers. They don't look like they're... It looks like they are foreign brands. One appears to be called Kirin.
Oh.
And I think that's probably the only one that you can read.
I'm gonna actually just take the bottle of wine,
Okay.
the whole bottle.
Got it.
Now I gotta find a corkscrew.
Um,
It's a cork. It's corked, right?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
it is a corkscrew. There does appear to be an electronic device on the desk, or on the counter desk, on the counter, which you would recognize as an electronic corkscrew.
Okay, let's use that. Get the thing uncorked.
That boy's uncorked, and you are going to Wine Town.
Yep, and I'm gonna search for that. Oh wait, you said the people were arguing in the music room, right?
No, they're arguing in the courtyard.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go find that piano I was playing before.
Okay. With a bottle of wine.
Yep, with a bottle of wine.
They're still arguing. As you kind of move over to that position, you kind of set the bottle of wine after having had a couple of sips from the bottle, I presume.
Yep.
You kind of open up the piano and start kind of playing. Go ahead and make your play instrument check, and you would note that immediately as that begins, the two women in the courtyard stop talking and kind of turn their attention in your direction.
I got 15.
Once again, you played pretty well. Not insanely great, but good, quite good. They kind of turn their attention to you. You see Tuen kind of like look to Precious and say something, which you can't hear right now.
I'm playing my favorite things
Okay.
and singing
You see
it.
Tuen move into the master bedroom from the courtyard, and you see Precious kind of move into the music room from the courtyard, looking at you. The fuck are you doing? She says, like in a break of your music.
And then in a very frustrated way, like uncharacteristically of Carbon, I just kind of slam some of the keys as she interrupts me. And just say, I was trying to enjoy some music.
Sorry, I'm in a fucking mood, okay? I'm sorry. You can see that she's got, like, red eyes from having cried a bit. It's fine. I'm sorry. Go ahead and continue. I'm gonna go to my room, whatever. She kind of comes back for a second before you start playing again. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I slept a lot. Found a little bit of
Well, most people who
juice.
most people who take black lace typically develop a hankering for it when they go down like you did. So I'm just making sure you're not like feeling any.
Oh, this is not the first time I've done some random stuff in a whatever, you know.
Well, okay. Kind of looked like it was, so I just wanted to make sure you're all right. That's all. Enjoy your piano playing. And she turns the meds away. Yeah. Crystal. You're being vigilant. Are you just kind of doing perimeters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just going around.
You rolled terribly, so.
I did.
I mean, 13's not.
It's
not the worst.
beautiful. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
13's not the worst. Fumble doesn't mean immediate failure, so it's not that bad. You would notice that Calvin does look like he drive when you do see him drive off. It does look like he's kind of heading a ways away, and then you'd eventually see him kind of pull into the tunnelway that leads to the hacienda. But yeah, not really much going on this morning slash to noon. And yeah, Stryker, you making another pot of coffee, or you see Carmen kind of head into the house, but is there anything that you want to have been doing in the morning? I'm assuming you're watching the cameras, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Carbon is probably a 3-cup a day kind of guy.
So you make another pot?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 3 cups. Let's be realistic.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. Once you got anything else that you want to be doing, or no?
Not particularly. I'd say while Carbon is off fucking around, Stryker's gonna stay and watch the cameras, and then maybe whenever Carbon comes back, he's gonna do perimeters and whatnot.
Okay.
Well, where are you making that coffee at?
In the security.
In the room, in the security shed thing.
So I probably wouldn't be able to smell it. Okay.
Perfectly fine. So, back at the hacienda, you sit there for a while. A couple of people kind of walk over to you and kind of look at you, kind of confused. An older guy kind of walks up and places his hand on your shoulder, and he says, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" You
It's not likely.
Well, I know I recognize that star.
That's very likely.
You with Jack?
Yeah.
Jack Gibson.
Yeah.
He kind of gives you a look. Helped his boy get a job out here. Is that what you're doing around here, or are you kind of separated from?
I'm also working out here. Yeah.
You work at Hacienda. I didn't.
No, not at the hacienda.
Oh.
I'm working for one of the people in the neighborhood.
Are you with those girls up the hill?
There's a few women out here, so yeah.
Now, our security detail said there's been some trouble with people kind of wandering on up the tunnelway right before the security checkpoint, entering into one of these locations. Now, I got a serious question. Are you working security up there?
I am.
You know what?
And
You're just the person I wanted to talk to then. Are you the boss of that situation, or do you have the ear of the person who happens to be running security detail up there?
I know the guy. I actually know him pretty well.
What are you doing right now?
Just enjoying some food and drinks.
Oh.
I came out initially to ask some security questions, and man, this is a nice place.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We definitely try and make sure it is secure. And that's definitely our goal here. I just finished my own brunch just a moment ago. A couple of people are kind of standing, look like they're waiting on him. He says, go on ahead, I'll catch up. He kind of looks back at you, kind of serious once they get out of earshot, and says, I need to speak to that person up there up on the hill ASAP. Had a couple of people, like I said, traveling up the tunnel and making their way into what appears to be a utility access up that way, and I just want to make sure that we got plans to move our security gate up a bit, which will kind of overtake that utility position, and I just want to make sure that's okay with your security operative there, the leader of your security team.
Hey, if security is involved, I'm sure he is more than happy to come down and talk about
You
it.
want to throw down his deeds? He says as he pulls out his agent and sets it on the table.
I can send it to him. I'm also pretty sure I can just pick him up and just powwow.
Yeah, if you want to bring him in. How good's your pass? He kind of looks at you.
Family kind of hooked me up.
Oh, did he now? He says. Well, no problem. I mean, you seem to be working out for me, so maybe I'm going to have to give that kid a raise. Good eye on him. sending the right people in. Anyway, my name's Bill. They call me Big Bill if you're going to be asking questions trying to find me. If you come back in, anybody with one of these, and he shows you kind of a badge, which is just, it is triangle, kind of pointed downwards, and it appears to be made out of chrome. And he says, anybody with one of these on their lapel, go ahead and tap them on the shoulder and tell them you need to speak to Big Bill. They'll get in contact with me over the radio, and we'll go ahead and handle it
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
as soon as you can. But enjoy the premises. I believe the casino just opened up if you're interested in throwing a bit of your money that way.
Absolutely.
He,
Take some real eddies out of my wallet and I'll put it down at the
well,
bar.
He asks you your name. Do you give
Oh.
it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll let him know. Calvin Gibson.
I think I heard of you. Maybe not. Anyways, he shakes your hand and then heads off on his way.
All right, I'm gonna put pay my tab with regular eddies, and is tipping still a thing in Cyberpunk?
Yeah, it's America.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
They don't pay their staff.
I'll tip in real eddies, and
Fair.
I'll actually go back out to Armando and head back up to the house.
Okay. Car's back in no time, and he says, looks like you got an all-day pass. And he slips that into the car. It says, should be able to bypass valet service and go right into the parking garage yourself.
Amazing, dude. Anytime you want to drive this thing, as long as I'm okay with it, between the hours of 6 and 10.
As you're saying that, you see a very, very expensive looking, like, just kitted out sports car kind of pulling up behind it, and he kind of looks at you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I drive cars way better than yours all the time. This job is sweet. He says as he starts walking over to it.
Yeah, I'll give him a little pat on the back and drive back to the house.
We're living the dream. Nice city, baby. Okay, you head on over to the house. We can go ahead and speed race through this portion of it because I think I know how it's going to go. Calvin, you arrive back at the security office. There's coffee. You have a bottle of mostly drunk wine, but you're not really feeling it. It's definitely leveling things out for you, though, regarding the other thing that's happening with you. Crystal, you kind of come back in from patrol, checking in to see if Stryker's ready to go on one. And at about that time, like, the truck is pulling up behind you. Calvin's getting out and heading over to the security office, so the four of you kind of convene in the security office at about the same time.
Good timing.
Guys, many interesting things outside of these walls. First one, y'all know samurais just living out here and shit? The whole band. Probably, maybe. I saw 2.
Is this neighborhood
Dang.
just like the band district or something?
Probably.
This
Rich
neighborhood
bitch.
is uppity. Well, not uppity, but like
Bunch of rich folk.
it's green all the way down there. And then there's like another Arasaka house down the road, which I was kind of curious at, but I think I'm pretty sure that they will shoot me on sight if I go by there again. But their security is way tighter than what we got going on right here.
Sounds like we need some lessons from them.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, but I didn't know how to approach the subject the right way, I suppose. But then that casino I sent you guys pictures of, Stryker,
Yeah.
the boss there, was actually talking about that side tunnel that guy had come in through, saying like you guys might have an overlap instead of like interests. He's trying to move their security out past the thing and trying to make sure it's all kosher with the security we got going on here. And we're
Well, we're gonna have to. I'll have to check it with shit. Who like officially has hired us? I
If,
totally forget.
if
NN.
X.
you were taking
NX?
orders, it's X or 2N. Those
2N.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. I'll have to check with 2N or X to confirm that. We don't own the place. We're just taking care of it.
And this is the gambling place that's wanting to move it.
the hacienda, yeah.
The
Oh.
hacienda.
Totally aside from security stuff. They got real food in there, dude.
We got real food in the house too.
What?
Yeah.
Have you not been in the kitchen?
No.
The
Well,
girls
wait.
are stocked up.
They're eating real sandwiches.
Yes. With real meat.
This
Not
is,
that like ground up stuff.
Farm to table, baby.
This is so much better than kibble.
You're telling
Those were
me.
literally the best eggs you've ever had in your life.
They're probably free range too.
Oh yeah, like room right there.
So basically, I told the guy,
Fresh out of a chicken's butt.
"Oh my god, if that was part of the lore that they had just chicken
no.
up in like a floor somewhere and they just dropped eggs and they
Just
roll into the kitchen basket or
hold their
something."
hand out.
I don't think you understand. Like, do you see that whole kind of like cordoned off area on the map?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the hacienda's property.
Yeah.
Is huge.
It's massive.
Mm.
It's golf courses.
Oh. And so the tunnel goes through.
Yeah, it basically the tunnel goes like this. Kind of like that. And then the road kind of goes like up to the front.
So you guys interested in checking out a casino?
Oh well, we're working.
Partially for work?
I mean, it might be good if they're gonna be moving their security over where it overlaps ours, then it might be good to know what kind of clientele they have.
Also, if this is an access, is there a way for us to see, like, if it's a utility access, wouldn't that be like a network of stuff?
Yeah.
Is there only one exit? Or there's
Yeah.
more doors?
One, it's just one. It goes in. It's basically like a tunnel escape. The tunnel itself would be basically where your connector is connecting to. So, okay, house, descent, and then like a straight line, kind of moving out towards their tunnel in like T sections. The tunnel itself is where the utilities are going in from the city to the hacienda, and that's basically its one connection point to the grid.
Okay. It's not like the sewers where they all connect to each other.
No. You're pretty sure that sewer and water probably run right underneath that tunnel space, and then for you guys, the same, right underneath your tunnel space, which is just an offshoot of that tunnel.
Alright. I also gave Big Bill your details in case you would rather just do it over phone, though. The owner of the hacienda.
Yeah, I'll have to check that with 2N and X first, then we can talk.
Okay.
If anything, it'll make our jobs easier.
If you go and speak to 2N, do you go to speak to 2N or X?
If we're done here, I think I'll go and talk to 2N.
Okay. You would find her in the courtyard. You don't find her directly. You would have to ask kind of where she's at, and eventually you find her sitting kind of like a stone bench. Looks like she has a cup of tea, and sees you kind of entering into the courtyard. Ah, Striker, right?
Yeah. So,
So,
one of the boys just went down went over to the casino, I guess, to check it out for some reason. Don't ask why, I don't know. But apparently, the owner of the casino is interested in moving his security checkpoint up that little tunnel way,
We're not
past
interested.
past the little door that we've got in the tunnel that connects.
She raises her cup. We're not interested. I'll be a little bit more precise in my explanation. The security detail that works for the hacienda is Militech. Militech is a government corporation. The president of the new United States is a member of that government and also a board member for the company Militech. They're a private security firm, but they do most of the operations for the military operations. They have a large military base here in Night City. As you may be well aware, I am not a new United States national, and the company that I work for is not a company that's well received here because it comes from Japan. At current, most of the government's feelings towards Japan are, well, a little bit less heated than they were about a decade or so ago, but still not exactly the kindest, due in part to Arasaka's operations and the terrorist activity against them.
Understood.
We hired you and yours for a reason, because you wouldn't cause any issues for us, and you would do what we wanted with very little question.
I'll relay that information.
Very good. She takes a sip of her coffee, which by the scent of it smells like it's kind of a green tea.
Nice.
And it does look like it has, well, it looks tasty. She says, one moment before you kind of exit out. Have you done any reviewing of the route that we'll be taking on the day? A couple of your affiliates had mentioned that they saw issue with the route in question.
I personally haven't done any reviewing of it. Did they mention anything in particular?
They said that they didn't want the AV to be moving through buildings, as unknown operatives might be able to place themselves if the route was known, and cut us off.
I'll discuss it with them.
Perfect. One more thing. X has requested that someone else from the streets be added to your group. I don't know why she feels this individual should be brought on, but he should be arriving tomorrow. Apparently she feels it's necessary that your group has someone who knows a bit more about the streets and is able to get you things that you may be needing. I don't understand why. I feel like our security has improved since your efforts have been put into effect. But X is a very paranoid individual and feels like you might need more things that you don't already have.
Listen, you two are the ones in charge here. We work for you. We'll make it work.
Fair enough. The individual will arrive tomorrow. His name, according to the streets, is Zigzag. I believe you should be familiar with him.
Have I met Zigzag in person?
Probably.
Okay. Yes, probably have. I've ran into him at least once or twice.
Because you roll with Anika, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Anika does like the light jobs, the jobs that aren't going to result in death. Zigzag does the jobs that will result in death. So the fact that she's saying that Zigzag is being brought in by X on this job means that there's probably going to be a bit more hiring in or possibly upgrading of equipments to kind of make this situation more of a we're going to have to fight situation. So her saying
Okay.
that
Don't get too choked up over there.
an
Okay, so
indicator.
knowing that, I'm gonna rewind a little bit, and when she says the name Zigzag, if that's okay, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
perfectly.
oh fuck.
And that is where we'll cut the session off for tonight. Perfect break for the session. All right, we will pick up next week, and as mentioned, we will be including a new member to the group. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.
Excuse me.
Oi.